Welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. We are on our journey of messages by Human Design Profile. And if you are here, then that means you are an opportunist investigator for one profile, or you're like, what the hell is this? All are welcome. If you don't know your profile, there is a link in the description to get yours. You would need the same information that you need for your natal chart. So birth date, time, and location. Human design is a bit more finicky with the time because it can change throughout the day depending on what time you were born, or it can change aspects of your design depending on when you were born. So if you don't know the exact time, maybe you have an intuition that you were born in the morning, afternoon, evening, or overnight, or maybe you have heard through somebody that maybe you were born at a specific time of day. So I would just use a time that correlates to that time of day. Otherwise, I mean, you can certainly use noon. You can also play with it and just put in different times to see if it does change anything significantly. Like my design, it doesn't matter what time of day I was born. On that date, I was going to be a 5-1 profile and a manifesting generator. But like my dad, depending on the time of day, it does change his type, and I believe his profile also. So again, I mean, you can play around with that and see if it does change anything or not. And of course, you would then get a body graph that looks a little bit like this without all of the notes. So you'll be given the information on your type, definition, strategy, and your inner authority, your profile, not self-theme, and your Incarnation Cross, not necessarily in that order. And of course, for the purposes of these readings, we're using the profile. Definitely not necessarily the most important aspect of your human design, but I think one of the beautiful things about human design is that all of the parts work together in conjunction, and the profile is just, the way that we interact in our relationships and with the energies in our charts. So the strategy and authority kind of helps you understand how to navigate those energies too, like navigate them in a way that works best for your design in order for, the correct and the highest possibilities to come into your existence, and really just kind of to know what opportunities to take and what opportunities to let go of. So without further ado, last time we read the background for your profile outside of, or in the definitive book of human design. I apologize, words are not coming easily to me the last couple of weeks. I'm just assuming that I'm going through a throat chakra upgrade. At least I hope. And I've honestly, I really haven't even been talking that much, because words have been a struggle. So forgive me in advance. That's kind of where I'm getting with that. This time we're going to be reading this personal. So we read the background last time. We're going to read the personal section this time. And then of course we'll get into your reading. So it says, you are designed to study, learn, and establish a solid foundation in an area of life that fascinates you, and then to influence others with your knowledge base. Your foundation is whatever thing you love to immerse yourself in and want to share with others. Investigating and becoming an expert on a given topic transforms your inherent insecurity into an authority. Once you are established as an authority, you can then go out to your network and become an influential expert in your field. With your 4th line people skills, you have a natural ability to know how to best communicate your knowledge base to others. Your role is to network and bring together the research and development of the personal destiny profiles with the marketing and universalizing of the transpersonal karma profiles. You have one foot in each world, yet you operate differently with a role that is separate and apart from them. For you, fixed fate is a life of following your own unique line of geometry, whatever that might be. To learn more about what your fixed fate is here to investigate and externalize, look at your personality, sun and earth located on your body graph. This will give you a sense of your purpose, of what you are here to do in life. As you begin to live your life through your strategy and as your own authority, you will witness your life aligning perfectly to your purpose and to your fate. For all fourth lines, the quality of your life is deeply dependent upon the quality of your network, family, friends, and coworkers. Your opportunities to externalize your foundation come through the people in your network, through friendly associations, as you are not designed to influence strangers. To effectively externalize your knowledge base, a personal connection is necessary. If you are asked to speak at an event by someone you know, for example, it is best for you to show up early and make as many face-to-face connections with the audience as possible. Or have a get to know you mixer the night before so that you will be speaking to a familiar and receptive room. It is also important for you to have a solid foundation for your life in the areas of home, finances, relationships, and work. Achieving this in an ever-changing world, however, can be challenging. Even though a 4-1 is fixed and solid like an oak tree, there is vulnerability inherent in this profile. You are so fixed that you can be broken, and the pieces can be hard to put back together again. Understanding how you are designed and what your purpose is can help you stay on track and deal with the challenges of life. In order to stay steady on your course and enjoy the ride, it is most important that you be exactly who you are and not change for anyone else. For you to maintain a sense of balance and health, others will have to adapt to you, as you cannot adapt to them. You can go along with the other temporarily, but you must always return to your fixed, unique way. Very cool. Does that sound like you? So it was talking about your personality, sun and earth. So that would be on the right side, the numbers in the black, the top two numbers here. So it would be the gates before the dot. The number after the dot is the line. So that's where the 4 in your fourth line, or in your profile, comes from, excuse me. So also, you can check out your Incarnation Cross. You can just Google what your Incarnation Cross is. It's probably going to say juxtaposition cross of whatever it is. And that is also based on these top two numbers on both sides. But for you, the more important numbers would be these two on the right-hand side. Like, see how mine is left angle cross of uncertainty, and it's gate 8 and 14 on the personality side, and gates 55 and 59 on the design side. And for me, again, like, it would be understanding those top two personality numbers. I mean, I'm a 5-1 profile, so it's not the same anyway, but definitely check out what those two gates are for you and do a bit of Googling. You can also comment below and I can send you what the book says on that. But it's interesting, you know, you have the most rare profile of them all. I think it's like 2% of the population has a 4-1 profile. So there's a bit of, you know, I've heard it explained as like a unicorn. But it is interesting, you know, of course, like to understand and you know, excuse me, that fixed fate, right? Like if you have had a hard time understanding why you can't just go along with other people, or, you know, maybe you have this kind of innate, you know, inherent desire, and maybe it even aligns with those gates on the personality, sun and earth. But if you've ever, you know, kind of wondered, I guess, or even tried to go along with, you know, the crowd, but just couldn't do it, this would be an explanation as to why that could be. And also just knowing too, you know, I feel like a lot, and most of the people that I know that have a 4th line in their profile are, but there is this kind of natural ability to network. And I also like that it was saying about, oh, is that upside down? No. You know, like just kind of showing up to meet people before maybe you either give a speech or have to maybe even share some of the knowledge that you've been investigating with that 1st line. So definitely stuff to just kind of keep, you know, tucked away as far as, you know, kind of helping understand some of the dynamics maybe that go on in your life. And frankly, that's why, you know, like the profile for me and why I do the readings based on profile is because, you know, like the profile, reading about my profile is the first time that I had ever been like, I felt seen. And I felt like, you know, my experience was like finally validated. So it's just been very helpful. We're going to do a 6-card spread. Here, just 2 rows of 3 cards. When they start doing all these flips and stuff, I know that, you know, it's ready to go. Oh my gosh, sorry. My dog. Okay, here we go. Hold, please. Okay. Let's see. We have the Hermit, the 5 of Wands, the 9 of Wands, King of Wands, the Star, and the Ace of Swords. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So we'll go through each card as we do. I think this is really cool. So far, I feel like I say that all the time. I mean it every single time too. So we start with the Hermit. And it's interesting because I feel like this combination right here is like almost kind of the 4-1 profile. Like, because, you know, the Hermit is a bit of a lone wolf, you know, like it talks about this, you know, kind of inner investigation. This figure, like it appears that they're like in a cave here. And they have this lantern. But, you know, I mean, the Hermit generally talks about inner wisdom and, you know, going within yourself to kind of find the answers There's also a deep level of healing that comes with the Hermit card for that reason, because it's kind of like the answers that you seek are within you. I wanted to grab the book really quick and just see. Let's see. A child illuminates his cave in the summit of a mountain. The hermit shows you in a time of deep introspection. You are considering your spiritual self and looking to understand your own soul above the world surrounding you. This will lead you to comfort, to the attainment of satisfaction that comes only from truly knowing yourself. These discoveries may lead you to change, these discoveries may lead to a change of direction as you better understand your needs and goals. Careful planning that is born of inner contemplation can lead you to your goals. Right? That information gathering, that investigation, but it's like, you know, looking within yourself. I love that it was talking about even, you know, how it could even change. These discoveries may lead to a change of direction as you better understand your needs and goals. And about truly knowing yourself, because I feel like the book mentioned, like, you know, this unique life path that you have. And it really is unique. Like I said, you know, there's 2% of the population that has your profile. That is very unique, right? And then, you know, the King of Wands in this deck, the King of Wands talks about universalizing your vision. It literally says in the book, and I'll prove it because I'll read it to you. I love reading out of the guidebooks because you know, I'm a 5/1 profile. So, you know, like I have that investigation, like need to understand stuff. And I love having even more knowledge, right? Like just, it helps me expand. So anyway, this says, the King of Wands represents pure fire energy. Unlike other wand cards, the king doesn't pursue specific aspirations, but rather seeks to change the world to match his vision. He excels at leading others to do the work for him through encouragement and influence. This card indicates that you are passionate and goal-oriented and that you possess a long-term purpose. He warns against ignorance or aggression in the pursuit of your goals. Consider the ideas of others and accept help when you are in need of it. So, right, like just the combination of these two, there seems to be like this level of acceptance, maybe that's either coming or that you're going through or that you're looking to achieve. Because this even says, you know, rather seeks to change the world to match his vision, right? Like, I mean, this book was talking about how you can't, you know, kind of conform for very long. But you are capable of, you know, kind of universalizing change based on this knowledge that you've researched and become an authority in, right? And this would be that time spent on those things that you enjoy, on the thing that you have an immense interest in. And then we have the Five of Wands here. And the Five of Wands talks about competition. There's training, though, that comes along with the Five of Wands. The fives are generally conflict cards anyway. They're energies to move through or to like transition through. So they're not really energies to get stuck in. But I always think of Mulan. And, you know, when they're like at that camp, you know, going through all of the training before they go into battle. That's what this is, because after the Five of Wands is the Six of Wands. So you come out of this victorious, right? So all of this like time and energy and effort, and like the wands represent action, communication. I actually see them as being the information cards also. So either you're receiving information or you're giving it. It could even be, like researching information. But, we have this snake here that has the wands going through it. So, it's not necessarily an easy energy by any means. It does take energy to get through it. But like I said, on the other side of it is the Six of Wands. So there is, like the battle or the time, the energy, the whatever is going to be rewarded. And we have the Star card underneath that, which the Star card talks about faith and hope and trusting the process. Also, I see the Star card as being that space between the 5D, where we send our prayers, where we hang out in meditation and try to co-create our futures, and the 3D world, which is where we live, right? Like it's like that space between where, those energies just kind of like come together. And we kind of see this figure going for it, right? Like keeping the focus on this thing and just committing. Because again, right, like, it talks about trusting the process. So, this Five of Wands energy, it is for something. There is purpose to it. And if this is just an energy that... Sorry about that. I was cut off. Of course. I have no idea where I left off. I did just want to read really quick. I hope I'm not repeating myself. Understanding how you are designed and what your purpose is can help you stay on track and deal with the challenges of life. In order to stay steady on your course and enjoy the ride, it is most important that you be exactly who you are and not change for anyone. That's how this feels to me, honestly. Or even maybe just getting back to being grounded in who you are. And letting, and not giving that thing up, right? With the Star card here. And then we have the Nine of Wands. I mean, this could be kind of a journey. The Nine of Wands is generally somebody who's a bit beat up, but they're still standing, right? So it talks about perseverance and not giving up. And again, even trusting the process, right? Like, don't give up like right before you're about to cross that threshold, right? Like maybe you don't see the threshold yet and you're like, what the hell? It's there because we have the Ace of Swords here, which is a sword of truth. This is, a change in perception. Perspective is what I meant to say, but perception, okay. This is the sword of truth, right? So this is relying on your truth. And it's kind of like going through the skeleton here. And then this mouse has like this little crown drawing. This feels like a breakthrough. And it's something that maybe you have been working on for some time, maybe putting a lot of energy into, or really trying to discover about yourself, right? And it's interesting because we start with the Hermit, and the Hermit said, like your discoveries or the information that you find out about yourself could change your direction. And that's kind of what this is, excuse me. That's what this feels like. Like a shift in focus. Just kind of focusing your thoughts in a different direction. And we have the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And again, with the fives, dealing with, and the Pentacles has to do with money, how we make it, how we save it, how we spend it. It has to do with our energy also. How are we spending our energy? How are we investing our energy? There's also this snake. So it's interesting that both of these fives have, you know, the snake in them. Like there's a snake kind of wrapped around this figure and then a snake coming up through the stained glass. So, you know, this one could be talking about temptation. So there's apples here. This snake has an apple in its mouth. But also, you know, I mean, snakes shed their skin to grow, right? So that could even be transitioning through, because again, right, the fives are energies to transition through, not to pitch a tent and get comfortable in. So maybe you're concerned that you're going to lose, or, you know, the way that you make money is going to change. Or this could even be like physical relationships. Like maybe you're worried about those changing. But behind the Five of Pentacles is the Six of Wands, excuse me, words again. So remember, like I was talking about how, you know, this training, this battle, this, you know, conditioning is getting you set up for this success, to be victorious. So right on the other side of, you know, either this concern or this worry, there is this successful event waiting for you. It could even have to do with your purpose, right? So definitely check out your personality, Sun and Earth, those top two numbers on the right, those gates. And again, if you want me to send you the information that's in the definitive book of human design, just drop a comment below. Provide your email also, and I'll email it over to you. Or, I mean, you could just Google that gate, you know, and you should do that anyway, because there's, like I said, there's a wealth of knowledge out there. So I'm going to leave it here. And thank you so much for being with me on this journey. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.